Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk. This is episode 25 and I'm your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my special guest co-host today, Tori Piskin. I'm so happy to have you here today.
I am so excited to be here.
You've been flying back and forth to LA since I started this podcast. I can't get my hands on you.
I'm here, baby. I'm back in New York.
I'm so glad. I've been every day, like I text you, I'm like, hey, are you going to come back now? And you're like, yeah, but I'm leaving tomorrow. So we've coordinated our schedules. You're here in studio.
We're here.
I'm so happy. Tori, tell me about your podcast.
So my podcast is called Got It From My Mama.
Right.
And you were on it.
I was. It was so much fun.
It's a podcast with my mom, and we basically talk about everything you're too scared to talk to your own mom about.
Right.
So it's we talk about sex, relationships. I kind of like call her out on all of her like momisms.
Right.
And the guests, like they'll talk about like what their momism is.
Right.
And yeah, I think it's just very relatable.
So do you talk about like how when your mom tells a story, it never has a point, or like she never gets to the point?
Yeah, she'll never get to the point, or she'll like call me up, have a voicemail, and she'll be like, "Hi, where are you?" And then 20 minutes will go by, and she won't be talking to me. She'll like be talking to like the deli guy. She's being like, "I want turkey, no bread. Where the fuck are you? Where are you?"
That was
like,
that's a really good impression of your mom.
It is.
Yes. Also, I think that moms do that because my mom listens to this podcast, so we could say hi to her.
Hi.
She calls me and she's talking to the dogs.
Yes, that's what my mom does.
She'll be like, hello? No, don't eat that. Don't eat that. What's in your mouth? What's in your mouth?
And then
I'm like, me? I'm like, nothing's in my mouth. What are we doing? Why are we doing this?
I know, but the thing is, I feel like recently she was talking about death because I think that's what all Jewish mothers do.
Right.
I mean, you're not Jewish, but does your mom talk about death a lot?
Not really.
So that must be a Jewish thing.
Yeah.
But she'll be telling me, she's like, you know what? I thought about how I want to be dead. Like, I don't want to be buried. I don't want to be cremated.
This is how my grandmother was. My grandmother used to say to me all the time, when you find me dead in my apartment, you come in.
Okay.
You call 911. And I'd be like, okay, can we not do this?
Yeah,
all the time
always
she used
do
to
it.
tell me.
So now recently she goes, there's this new thing you could do. It's called Gem Life. And what you do is they take your ashes and they make it into a diamond ring. She goes, wouldn't that be great? You could wear me all day long. And I'm thinking,
how long does it take to turn her into a diamond?
Probably
Doesn't it
not
take
that
millions
long.
of years to turn someone?
I honestly don't. I haven't researched because she's not dead yet.
Right.
But yeah, she'll like.
I think she might have to start now, though. It takes a long time to turn into a diamond.
I don't think so. I think there's a thing called Gem Life. I'm telling you,
okay,
look
so
it up.
Maybe it puts artificial pressure on the actual ashes, because otherwise it takes millions of years to make a real diamond.
Well, maybe there's something, or they sneak it in there.
Imagine you make your mom a diamond and then it's just like the ugliest cubic and people are like, Tori's got cheap jewelry.
Yeah, or I feel like the diamond would just be like subconsciously talking to me the whole time. Like I'll be going on a date and the ring will be like, oh my God, this guy again? You know what I mean? Just like the worst. Or I'll be like eating something. She'll be like, you really need that? You really? Like I would never be able to get rid of her.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's something that, maybe you're going to have to look into this. This is good.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to hear more about Tori and her mom, Tori, where can we find your podcast?
So you can find it on iTunes. You can find it on Spotify.
So everywhere you listen to podcasts. And what is it called?
Got It From My Mama.
Okay. And what are your Instagram handles? Where can we find you on social media?
So the Instagram handle is called Got It From My Mama Podcast. And my Instagram handle is Tori Piskin. ToriPiskin.
Awesome. Guys, make sure you're following Tori. She's also in our Facebook group, so you can interact with her. You can ask her more about that. Let's jump right into The Other Way, season 1, episode 6. I'm into this new show. Like, listen, Happily Ever After is great, blah, blah, blah. But The Other Way is really adding some spice to my life.
The Other Way makes me, it's like a new guy. Like I'm excited. I'm like, ooh, the old Happily Ever After is like, I'm bored. I've been with you for 4 years.
Right.
Like, not having babies. Like, give me a break.
And we all follow you on Instagram, so we know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we know what's going to happen. This show, I'm spicy. I'm feeling it. Like, oh.
You're on the edge of your seat. Let's start off with Corey and Evelin.
Okay.
So.
I know. I just want to tell the viewers that I do have a map of what everyone looks like in front
usually
of me.
When people come on the podcast, they take notes. And I was like, hey, Tori, just rewatch these episodes so we could chat about them. She's like, don't worry, I'm going to make a flowchart. And she did not disappoint. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Maybe you should post this flowchart, a screenshot of it in the
I
group.
will.
So Corey is going down to Ecuador.
Right.
And there are only gringos out. He's going to be the only gringo out there. So that's what he said. He takes a full TV,
Yes.
a laptop, and her engagement ring to Ecuador. A full TV. How big is this TV that is fitting in his suitcase?
I don't know. But also, I just wanted to say something that I did notice. Weirdly, like his first interview in that episode, he sits like really up front. He looked like he had a pee or shit. Did you notice that?
Oh, maybe he had to make a pee-pee.
But it was almost like a 5-year-old.
Either
like,
that or he was like, this is my last. But he is kind of like a 5-year-old.
He does.
He is like, this is my last interview while I'm still alive in America. Goodbye, America. Goodbye, Mom and Dad, because I'm going to get killed.
So he gets off that bus, which was just like...
He takes 3 planes and 2 buses to
And
get
she's
to
like,
her.
yeah, he's got to learn himself. He's got to learn himself.
Listen, she's cold-hearted as it is.
Why is she so cold-hearted?
Because she just is. I don't know how he fell in love with her because I don't think she was different in the beginning.
No, she seems like someone who was the exact way. Yeah, this is how I was the first. Like, it's funny. She's not American, but she gives me off this like American vibe girl.
Like a nasty, entitled American.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. He can't believe that she did not show up at like when he got off the plane. Really? You can't believe it? You've known her for longer than we have and we're not shocked.
Yeah. And I just think also I love the beginning of each of these episodes where they like finally go to their country because it always feels like The Amazing Race.
Yes.
Like they never know where they're going. They're like, I only have this amount of money and this many bags. And
Right?
I love how the camera guys clearly can't do anything, but I'm sure the camera,
They like
the
watch
producers,
them wander around the airport.
Right.
And no one ever shows up, or so they say.
no one ever shows up.
So they ask Evelyn, they're like, how do you feel about the time away from Corey? And she's like, well, 50-50.
Oh, I love that part.
50-50? All right. Well, I mean, he's coming to Ecuador. He moved to Ecuador. Like, he moved there.
Right.
Like, he took all his stuff and he lives there now. And you don't know if you're going to marry him. She's afraid that he'll want to get married. Oh, and also, she said that she's trying to teach him a lesson by
Right.
not showing up.
Which again reminds us why he's like a 5-year-old.
Yes.
And I love how she was like, I want him to come here so he can connect with my family. I'm like, connect with your family? What if he gets killed on the bus stop?
Connect with your family. You don't want to marry him. Why do you care if he connects with your family? You know what I think she cares? If he connects his bank account to her family.
He spent, what was it,
40 grand.
40,000?
40 grand.
40 grand. And she's like, what? And then he spent like 700 at some store. And then she's like, what? 700? I didn't want to live in America. I don't want to live in America. I want to go back home.
How does she not want to live? I mean, listen, I get it. Like,
She's
you're
got a
used to
surfer
that.
life. Don't you remember that?
I guess.
The little intro episode?
Now we meet her family.
The grandma.
Her mother's lip liner is out of this world. Her mother's lip liner is so out of this world, it's in Ecuador. That's
Yes.
how out of this world it is. He has been traveling for 48 hours. Have you ever stayed up for 48 hours?
One time I stayed up for 24 hours because I really liked this guy and I was waiting for him to kiss me and he didn't kiss me. That's the only time I've
wow.
ever stayed up.
Yeah.
That was
that's
pretty
a long
sad
time
of me.
waiting to kiss. He stayed up for 48 hours traveling. He's like, I don't know. So we're not even in her hometown.
No.
We're at her grandma's house. She's at the bus stop, right? And she's happy he's there. Question mark.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, this is great.
But then here's the thing with her. Like, she'll do this thing where she'll seem really bitchy, but then she'll have these like really sweet
Right.
moments.
So she's happy that he's here.
She'll be
Okay,
like, oh
great.
yeah, you look good and you lost some weight. Like, so American. Like, that you
That's
lost some
actually
weight.
like very, I don't think that's American at all. I think that's like very like cold.
But then she'll go, you look yummy. I'm like, yummy? What, are you like an 80-year-old grandma? Like, you look Who uses the word yummy?
Well, she's staying at her grandmother's house and they're both staying there because they're going to live in an apartment on the beach. But right now they're staying at her grandmother's.
Wait, the thing I needed to ask about that I was very confused.
Sure.
She goes, right, we were going to say the apartment by the beach, but the roof is getting fixed.
Right.
What does that mean? The roof of the whole building, or like her
maybe they
roof?
maybe they live in a hut.
That's what I was thinking. I was
Maybe
like,
they're replacing a banana leaf. You don't
and
know.
didn't he give her money to live in this apartment? Because remember,
It's her only income. Of course he gave her money.
I need to. We need to see this apartment.
We didn't get there yet.
I cannot. Do you think it's going to be nice?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to go with a no just from what I've seen so far. They walked 20 minutes on a dirt road.
Yeah.
With all of his luggage.
And she doesn't help him. Then like they cut to like then him almost being there, and then she clearly is holding like one suitcase.
Yep. So now they walk there. There are pigs in the street. There's dogs in the street. He's like very scared of these stray dogs.
Yeah, and she's
I thought
like,
they were-
what?
I thought they were kind of adorable.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were cute, but then I was like, oh, those dogs never had shots yet.
it is what it is, you know? You just gotta take your chance.
It's the Amazing Race for love.
You gotta see if you make it. So the grandma sees them and she's like, oh, you're fat right now.
And then the best is Evelyn always goes, say thank you. Like anytime, like she'll be like the grandma's like, you're fat. And she's like, say thank you. She's complimenting you. Say thank you. Like she's always telling him, she's like, you're so freaking, she's like, not freaking. She's always like, you're so rude.
Yeah. He's
so, I feel bad for him.
I feel bad for him too because he's dumb.
He's just dumb.
He's dumb. They live in a garage. Her grandmother lives in an open air garage.
Yes.
The walls are cardboard.
Right.
Her grandmother lives.
You know those the blocks that they whatever in the garage, like the
cinder blocks.
The cinder blocks.
Yeah.
They remember when you were like younger? Did you ever have like fake cinder blocks in like kindergarten where you would like build things?
Yeah,
but it was
I guess
like a
so,
fake.
yeah.
It was like made out of cardboard.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of a little bit.
That's probably what it was.
But it was like real.
We probably sent our old fake cinder blocks there. The partition for the rooms were just like an Amazon Prime box.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't.
And then she sits on the bed and she goes, "Don't you like this? I got this for you." It was like like a sheet.
It was a sheet
from a jail
over a rock.
Yeah.
We don't even know if there was a mattress underneath it.
It was like a blue sheet that I'm like, is this like for a baby? Did they get this out of jail? She's like,
I got this for you.
You're not going to say thank you?
And then he's like, hey, what about a mosquito net? Because there's no walls.
Right.
And she goes, don't worry, your attitude will repel them.
Again, so American.
He's like, I don't want to die of malaria. She's like, have I died of malaria? And it's like, I gotta hope so soon.
I would love to have an Instagram account of all of her like quotes.
Yeah, she's really not nice.
No.
Then we move on to, I think, your favorite couple too, because it's my favorite couple.
Okay, which one?
Deavan and Jehoon.
Oh my God. I mean,
his family's coming from Korea. So she has the craziest eyes. She has crazy eyes. She is, you know that she's a problem. Her Dracula child, Drusilla,
is a mess.
She's a wild animal.
Did you talk about like the makeup she wears on this?
We can talk about it again. Tori.
Okay, because this makeup is so. But I was like, oh, she's trying to look like a geisha.
I
right?
guess so. Yeah. So she's wearing like basically like baby powder.
Like when they met up, it was like who's paler. It was like before they even kissed. It was like let's have our powders touch to make one. You know what I mean?
It's like that movie Powder.
What?
It's like that movie Powder. You ever see that movie? Where he's like an albino?
Yeah.
They're trying to look like that. So she says that her daughter can only be okay for 10 minutes.
What do you think? Do you think the daughter has ADD?
Okay. I don't know. I don't have like a lot of kids in my life. Do you? Like you have a nephew, right?
Yeah, but he's one. But
he's
I'm very good at like diagnosing people because I have dyslexia. So I'm good at like diagnosing people with like learning disabilities.
She definitely is a little bit more wild than usual. I don't know if we can necessarily diagnose her, but we can definitely say that she's been raised wrong.
Yes, definitely not how they raise people in Korea, which is
definitely not how they raise people. More like how they raise animals.
Honestly, watching her,
my dogs are better behaved than her though, because they're okay for more than 10 minutes.
Watching her in the airport with that child was making me so anxious.
I was like, thank God there's a camera crew, because otherwise
that daughter would be like in the carousel.
Yeah, but at that point, do you care? Like, if I had a kid that bad and they ran away, I'd be like, well,
and she's pregnant. She's got another one coming.
Right. I'd be like, we have another one. It's fine.
And the dad's not in her life, right? With that child.
Who is this child's father?
We don't know.
We don't know at all. And it's like, I get it, guy. I get it.
That must be where his crazy side comes. The daughter's crazy side.
That's where you think the daughter's crazy side came from?
Yeah, because the mom doesn't seem like...
Tori.
What?
That's where you think the child's crazy side? You think the mom's fine?
I think the mom doesn't seem like hyper though. Like the kid seems like hyper.
You don't know what she was like when she was a child. She's a grown woman.
She's probably putting on a lot of powder. She probably took powder to make dough, like cookies. Right. The mom's like, "We're gonna make cookies," and she put it on her face.
Maybe. I don't know. That girl, that dirty baby is laying on the floor alone in the airport, and she's 45 minutes late to pick them up, and she's crying.
She's a mess.
She's a hot mess. For no reason.
Well, I think she's here. I know why. Because as someone who flew in yesterday, not pregnant or with a baby, I was crying when I got there because airports just make you stressed. So imagine being in an airport, you're tired because you're already pregnant, which I've never been pregnant, and she's running around chasing a human animal.
Tori, you're on TV. You're with a camera crew. You're trying to make a good impression. She wasn't crying like cute crying. She wasn't crying like stress crying. She was crying and she was nasty to them. Like something, like they did something to her. That was her impression. That was her impression on them.
Right.
So.
Oh, and then she goes, wait, well, I wrote down something. She was like, I know I was wait, hold on, I don't know.
I know I'm a mess or something.
I'm going to fix. She goes, I don't know how I'm going to fix this. In my head, I go, first, fix your eyeliner.
Yeah, first wash your face.
Yeah, first, run to the bathroom, wash your face. The daughter will come back around. She's like a boomerang. She'll come right back around. You know what I mean? She was like,
you're not blessed enough to lose that child.
Yeah. She's like, oh my God. Like, you know how like moms sometimes are like, if you're bad, I'm going to take, like, leave you at the store. The mom probably has left her at the store. And the daughter like found her way back.
She's like, oh God, she's back. So Jehoon comes, but she's still crying. And the parents are there and she won't greet anyone or look anyone in the eye.
That's
because she has a personality disorder. That's why I'm telling you, there's something very, very off about her.
Right. So then they like hug and then.
Right. So now she said that the first impression was a disaster, but this isn't her first impression. She's met them before and she already made a bad impression on them. This is her second disaster impression. So she got an Airbnb.
She was very nervous about the Airbnb.
It was a regular house. There
was like, nothing. I'm so nervous, but they loved it.
They said the house was a castle.
Which makes me concerned for their house.
They called his parents, the grandparents, mama and papa, right? So the kid is screaming. The kid is running. The kid falls down the stairs. Her mother was probably like, finally, I got rid of this kid. Maybe we'll take her to the hospital or something. But she's fine.
The kid pops back up.
You can't kill evil. That's why.
This
you
kid just
destroy evil.
This is like Rosemary's Baby. The kid just pops back up, and the mom is just like, she just put on her powder. But she looks, by the end of the night, she's exhausted looking.
Because she's putting on so much powder. There's 12 layers at the end of the night.
But her eyes are bloodshot. Did you notice that?
She was crying all day for no reason.
Bloodshot. But she's going, now here's the thing. When these people from reality shows go to bed, and they still have makeup on, pet peeve of mine is I hate going to bed. Yeah. When I get home, I take off my makeup right away.
Same.
Do these people actually go to bed with their makeup
on?
No,
but I think that they also... Did you ever notice, like, when you see a scene and they're like, all right, I'm going to go to bed now, and they have all of their clothes on, right? They have, like, jeans on,
yeah,
and they have all their makeup, and then they just lay on top of the covers and they, like, pull, like, a throw over them.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's not real.
But she was in her pajamas. I saw her bra was off, too. Her titties were hanging a little bit.
Really? The baby's going to sleep with them.
They're not.
And he's like, yeah, the baby in your belly. And she's like, no.
Oh yeah, that was. I thought she grew up like Mormon or something.
I don't know. No, the other one was Mormon.
Oh, the other. Oh, yeah. She's just a mess.
Let's talk about oldest people, not fan favorites, but more familiar. Paul and Karini. Paul. He gets the mosquito net for the baby.
No, he gets the changing table. Before that, yeah.
So he's broke.
What did he do again? Like broke. The first season, he was a.
I don't know.
I thought he had like somewhat of a good job.
No. He never had a good job. You remember he was an arsonist. He was a convicted felon.
Right.
He was always a little bit off. There was a time where I don't know if anyone remembers this, but he was selling videos like VHS tapes basically on how to train your dog.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's the thing he was doing too. So they're in the store for the baby, right? And he says, Karini, what do we need? And she goes, todo, right?
Yeah.
Meaning all of it, right? He's like, yeah, I don't know what that means. And it's like, why don't you know what that means? Like, I'm not saying you should be fluent in Portuguese. I've never taken Portuguese, but I took Spanish in school, and I know todo means everything.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, do you know that?
No, but
if I was saying like todo.
Yeah, I would get it.
Yeah, so he should have came there with money.
Right.
But he's like, listen, I'm trying to get a work permit. But here's the thing. He doesn't speak Portuguese.
Right. So what's his job going to be?
What are you going to do? Paul, question mark.
It's kind of like he thinks just because he's American, he's going to get a good job. Kind of like when someone who's good looking thinks you're just going to be a model.
Yeah, well, he's not good looking either. And he doesn't speak Portuguese. And he wants to get the bath center for the kid, right?
That's so the most important.
Because they need to, and this is a quote, clean his dirty bum.
Right.
Great.
Because they don't have a shower.
His savings are almost gone.
Which is so concerning.
Paul, you've been there for 5 days.
He only bought the thing to clean the baby's tushy.
You only bought a basin. You bought a bucket. And your
with a bucket with legs. That's literally what he bought. A bucket. And I loved how he lifted it. He's like, I am man. You know what I mean?
That's an empty basin. That is an empty basin.
You could have built that. And she's like, what about everything else? She's like, we'll come back for it when I have more money.
Yeah, we'll come back for it when the kid's older. So now his application for citizenship was denied.
When certain things happen in this show,
Yeah.
it really physically affects me. Like, I was like stressed out when he was like, I got denied.
He got denied for terrorist, genocide, war crimes.
There's no coming back for that.
What?
He's like, and then
That's insane. Do you know how crazy you have to be?
but he only had one criminal record. So then how did they come up with that then?
Arson is pretty bad.
But why did they think it was terrorism though?
Who knows? Maybe they categorized arson as terrorism. Now, he's like really upset because he just got denied.
Yeah.
So he runs away from the producers like he has poop in his pants.
I was going to say, when he runs away, it's the funniest because he's trying to run. And I feel like the producers are trying to make it more dramatic because they were like, Paul, you know what I mean? But like clearly they could have caught him. But they're like, oh, for dramatic effect, we'll pretend we can't catch him.
Have you seen him run? Like he does this in many episodes.
Yeah, he loves running away. Remember the first season?
Yes.
She was like, Paul!
And then they got the machete. Like she got like her phone stolen.
Her phone got stolen because he ran away.
He was running like through the forest. He was running away from her.
They need to invest in a treadmill for him instead of the baby back.
Right? They need to like
teach him to be running away a lot.
They need to like really exhaust him.
Yeah.
They need like a dog. Let's talk about Laura and Aladdin.
Oh.
Do you love them?
I mean, I love how he's so like really cleans himself up. I love that he's waxed his face.
First of all, he thinks he's Brad Pitt. He said that.
He goes, I am.
He's like, I'm Brad Pitt.
Right.
Basically. He loves her. He's waxing his neck and his face. Did that not look so painful?
Yeah, but it also kind of looked like good painful. The neck looked painful, but the face part looked
satisfying, like a Biore strip?
Yeah, that's what it looked more like.
Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if it felt like that. He said, this is how he described Laura. She's, and this is a quote, more short and like that. And then he makes the round motion with his hands.
Right.
Meaning fat.
But he still said she's very beautiful.
She's very beautiful, and they're going to have lots of jiggly.
Jiggly, right. I was like, is this Will Smith, like getting jiggy with it? Nah.
Basically. She calls, and he puts Muhammad on the phone.
His friend.
What are we like? Because she's jealous. She wants to know who he's with all the time.
Yeah.
So he said that he blocks her sometimes.
Oh, that was so awful.
And he doesn't care how she feels.
He's like, I block her to keep her in check.
And then he said the problem is coming.
But also the thing about blocking her, like he was like, yeah, I block her, and then it helps her. Then she relaxes.
It helps her calm down.
Which is like basically saying, like virtually saying, like, yeah, I lock her in a closet sometimes for a few hours, and then afterwards she's nice.
She bangs her head up against the wall for 20 hours, and then the 21st hour she actually faints.
Yeah,
and she faints of exhaustion. And then I drag her out by her head.
Right.
And she seems fine when she comes to. I just sprinkle a little water on her. Yeah, this is abusive.
It is abusive.
He says, as a quote, I am the man. So Laura goes to an adult store.
He's the man with no hair, by the way.
He's the man with...
We have to clarify that.
Strategic hair.
Yes.
So sex in Qatar is very dirty.
And you know Qatar is like a very rich...
It's a very rich place, but it's also a very Muslim place. So it's very conservative,
Which
right?
I feel like her bleach hair is not going to do well there.
I don't think that's what's wrong. So she said that the sex is really bad, so she wants him to have an educational book.
Right. I love when they go to the sex shop. It's so funny.
It's so staged.
Yes, it is staged, but I also just love because it doesn't look like a sex shop. It looks like a bookstore in the middle of nowhere.
They were in the book section though.
Right.
Because let's get real. What was she getting? So then she says, now this is hilarious. So she's like, ooh, coochie cream.
Right.
She goes, is that for, and there's a quote, cutting the grass downstairs? I'm like, who are we talking to? Can't you just say, is that shaving cream?
It was so, what is with all the jiggy
stuff? Now, here's the thing. This was my favorite quote of the entire episode.
Okay.
So now they're interviewing the girl that works at the sex shop.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, I have no idea. They go, do you know where Qatar is? She goes, I have no idea where Qatar is. I sell dildos for a living. That
so
made me laugh.
honest.
So I was like, you know what? At least she is self-aware.
Yeah.
That's all I really care about. I've been using a service that I want to share with my listeners. And Tori,
Yes.
you might want to do this too. I don't know what
Okay, here we
your
go.
situation is. Are you seeing a therapist now?
Yes.
I
Sometimes.
see my therapist. Oh, no. See, I don't need to do sometimes. I could do it every week because I use BetterHelp.
Oh.
BetterHelp is an app that I use my app. You can use it all different ways. I use it as an app on my iPad, and I video chat with my counselor every week. Is that amazing?
I mean, honestly, like there are so many times when I'm like, I wish I could just talk to my therapist now.
Yeah, because you're like, well, first of all, it might be an emergency.
Yeah.
Or you don't want to travel.
I hate traveling.
You hate traveling as much as I hate
Yeah.
traveling. We're really not great. We don't do public transportation, which is another reason why we have therapists.
Right.
BetterHelp online counseling is always there for you. You can connect with your professional counselor in a safe and private online environment. It's honestly so convenient. You can get help on your own time and at your own pace. You can schedule secure video or phone sessions, plus chat and text with your therapist. Anything you share is confidential, and if you're not happy with your counselor for any reason, you can request a new one at any time for no additional charge. But you know what? The first woman they matched me with, I love her.
Really?
She's amazing. She's a CBT therapist, and
Ooh,
she
cognitive
is
therapy.
Yes,
Love that.
so helpful. This is available worldwide. So even if you are overseas, you can do this. You can text, you can chat, you can talk on the phone, or you can use video. You can start communicating in under 24 hours. This is available on your computer, on your phone, on your iPad, any kind of phone. Doesn't matter if you have an Android, doesn't matter if you have an iPhone. It's really easy to schedule the sessions. And let me tell you, there's financial aid available for those who qualify. Best of all, it's truly an affordable option. 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk listeners get 10% off your first month with discount code FIANCÉ. So why not get started today? Go to betterhelp.com/fiancé. Simply fill out a questionnaire to help them assess your needs and get matched with a counselor that you will love. That's betterhelp.com/fiancé. Let's talk about Happily Ever After, Season 4, Episode 12. Starting with Colt and Larissa. You love to hate them.
Coltie,
you hate to love them.
I love them. You know what's really funny? So something I want to say during this podcast is I was not dating, I went on like 4 dates with this Swedish guy. And all we would talk about was this show.
That was show like the has brought people together.
This show has married people. Like this literally was all the dates we ever talked about. This show got me laid.
Wow.
We would like watch it and then we would like have sex.
You would like Netflix and chill.
Netflix and 90
Day Fiancé
and then she
chill.
would always joke that like because he was Swedish, she'd always be like, oh, like we should audition, and I'd be like, okay.
Ooh.
But he had like a citizenship, so it wasn't that fun. I was like, all right.
You can find someone. Tori, I could totally see you in this show. So Colt said that Larissa's mad because he didn't yell at Debbie. But let me tell you, the slot machine is in full effect. Right there, right by the eating area. It's got nutcrackers on top of it. Like, it is decorated. So Larissa calls him a dirty piggy. Mm-hmm. And she also says, you are fat.
Which she's always said, though.
You are fat, look, too. She's just so... When she... Was it 2 episodes ago or 1 episode ago when she got in a fight with him and she left and then she opened the door back up and she goes, fat. And then she closed it again and then she opens it again and goes, pig. I was like, this is hilarious.
I was like, oh, wait. Something I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I need to... Oh, wait. I don't know where it is. But
it's okay.
We'll talk about it.
He's done everything for her. And he said he does not like her. He wants to divorce her.
But he said this. He's been saying this the whole season.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Do you know that they weren't together when they filmed this whole thing? They were only filming. They weren't really together. So I think every time she leaves, she just goes home because I think she was staying with a friend of theirs that like. Lived
they actually weren't living together. At that point.
I don't think so because they weren't together.
And they weren't having sex.
No, they weren't together.
You know what's so interesting? We find out a lot about these couples is that they all end up having either they have amazing sex or they have awful sex.
Yeah. Yeah,
we find that out so much.
It's either they have a great connection or they have a really bad connection. That's what it is.
But I think what it is, if the couples that lack this sexual connection,
right?
It's like one of them just loves him so much, and it's like, well, the thought of going to America and someone just loving me, like
sure, it's like you're a hooker.
Yeah,
I get that. So he tells her, "I want to get divorced," and she says, "Go to Deb, go F her." Hilarious. I gotta tell you, I started off this this journey with them, and I hated Larissa.
Yeah.
I was like, Colt's a little bit weird, but I hate Larissa.
What about his man boobs?
They're hot. But now I hate Colt and I love Larissa.
Colt is just he's just like there's
something wrong with him. He's
serial
mean.
killer.
Yes, he's mean.
Have you ever seen that movie Mother?
No.
There's like I don't know if it's called Mother, but there's a famous movie where like someone like, oh no, they kill a mother, but that's not unrelated. But anyway, they just remind me of like a serial killer. He would kill someone, and then she would cover she'd be the one to bury it.
I could totally see them being a tag team killing duo.
Yeah,
I could see that. So now Larissa was arrested. Tori again, the third
time in 1 year.
So, the third time in like one day. All she does is get in and out of jail.
She's gone to jail more times in 1 year than most of my friends have sex in 1 year.
She's gone to jail more times in 1 year than most of everyone I know in the world has gone to.
They probably are like, oh, Larissa. She's like, yes, see?
Okay.
Can I get my beddie again?
Can I stay in the same room? So
better lighting.
They're fighting, and Debbie wakes up and calls the cops.
Right.
So they go and they pack her stuff up. 2 days later, she gets bailed out by whoever. I guess it was her friend that she's staying with.
When Coltie was packing up her stuff, he's like, I'm packing up Larissa. Like, it was still like poetic. Also just...
And then he's like, this pair of shorts is $20. It's like, yeah, Colt, that's not expensive. I think he was like trying to like show off that he bought her such expensive stuff.
Yeah, he was almost like showing the camera, like he's like, camera B.
He's like,
over here.
He's like, you see this shirt? $7.99, no coupon code.
Yeah. He's like almost like taking all the tags out from the trash. He's like, do you see this? Look what's in the trash. She's like, no, but
come
seriously,
on, guy.
look.
You didn't buy her anything great.
And now, were you not creeped out the way he was like, not caressing his mother, consoling his mother? The way he was touching her face.
I thought they were going to make out.
Yes, the way he was touching her.
I was like, but why are you consoling your mother about your marriage?
He was like, mommy. No, he didn't call her mommy, but the way he was touching her face.
He called her sexy. You remember when he was like, you look cute that time when he...
Ew. But the way he was using his thumb to wipe away her tears was like the moment before
romantic.
in a romantic movie when two friends both confess that they love each other.
Yeah,
like, it was
they
creepy.
Just cut that part out. But
yeah,
they
cut that part out. They're like, can you not make out this is TLC?
He said that she was consuming his existence.
Yes.
And Deb said that she destroyed him. Mm-hmm. And Deb cries, and Colt
she doesn't just cry. She's like hysteric.
She's sobbing, and he's holding her. Ugh. And she said that Larissa abused Colt.
Yes, emotionally, physically.
While she wears her pink turtleneck. Deb says that he will resent her. Deb says, he's going to resent me. Mm-hmm. And then it looks like, just like you were saying, it looks like he's going to mouth kiss her.
Someone needs to do like a mashup of that.
And then this is a quote from from Colt. Coltie's dead.
Yes.
Oh my God, Coltie said this was like, and then like he should like light the whole house on fire. And then Paul comes in and lights the whole house on fire. And the slot machine just burns and burns.
No, she's going to take the slot machine. No. If the house burns.
They poured Jack Daniels on the whole house.
No, she's going to try to take this slot machine with her. And he's going to be like, Mom.
Let it go, Mom. Just let it go. As they're in the blaze. So he filed for an adjustment of status for her. And he wants her to go home. She got arrested thrice.
Twice?
Thrice.
I was like, are you having a moment?
That's a quote. No, that's a quote. And he said that is another quote. She has to be punished for what she did. Mm-hmm. And that Colt said that the only reason she got off last time is because he didn't testify against her. But now he will testify against her.
And he doesn't even know who bailed her out of jail.
Doesn't care. Doesn't know.
Who do you think bailed her out?
I think it was the neighbor that she was staying with. Her friend. I forgot what her friend's name was. But it was like the neighbor that she was living with.
But the thing is, I don't get like, we have crazy friends in our life.
Right.
But like, if someone was on this show, like an immigrant, like, would you let this person be a friend with you? Like, this seems like a lot of work to be friends. Like, what are you gaining from this friendship?
What do you mean? Like being friends with Larissa?
Yeah, like, what are you gaining from Larissa?
I think she's nice.
You really think she's nice?
I do think she's nice. I think she would be fun to be friends with. I'd love to be friends with her right now.
Should we try to DM her?
Have you ever tried? Yeah, I've spoken to her. John Yates has been on this podcast before. He's a celebrity specialist. He has an Instagram that's huge. It's John Yates 327 on Instagram, and he's in contact with all of the cast members. So, you know, I've spoken to Larissa. You know, she knows that I'm friends with him, and I wish she was in New York because I would have her on. I love her. I think she's great.
You gotta go to
I
Vegas.
think she's hilarious. Yeah, maybe we'll go to Vegas. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's talk about okay. So I like Deavan because she's a crazy Deavan because she's a crazy person.
Yes.
Andre and Libby. I hate Andre. I hate
Andre?
him. Andre.
What do you hate about Andre? I wanted to do a video because, you know, I do like 90 fiance parody videos.
Guys, make sure you're following Tori on Instagram.
So I do like parody videos of them. But I wanted to do one of him being like, I don't know why people are so scared of me. And then zoom out and have like the Hulk. Like
you
the
should
Hulk
do
hand.
that. Do it. You could still do it. So now they're checking out of the hospital, like as if they were in a 4-star hotel. They're getting, what's it called? Discharged.
Yes.
So she was in the hospital for 2 days, which is, I thought that was kind of weird because usually when you have a natural birth, you're out the next day. But she was 2 days, so I don't know what that was about. Also, why didn't his dad or her dad come and meet the baby in the hospital? They were there for 2 days.
Yeah, that was a little weird because the dad, you know, Elizabeth's dad is so close.
Right.
So why we didn't really say.
Even his dad didn't come. It's like you're in America.
Maybe she had something like happening with her.
What happened?
I don't know.
She
Maybe
didn't let dads come?
Maybe she needed to get stitched up or something.
All for 2 days?
Oh, yeah, but then you're right. The sisters were there and the mom was there.
No.
He was I did not want male figure.
No men.
No penis around my baby girl.
Maybe that's what it was. So they're using a loaner car seat.
Oh, she hates it.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Wait, I didn't know they loaned it. I thought they were just. I was a little confused by
It's
that.
a loaner car seat, meaning like you have to, you know that you're not allowed to take the baby unless you have a car seat. The hospital checks and makes sure that you have a car seat. Because
Right.
you can't just take a baby and be like, bye.
Right.
Okay, so let's pretend this is you in your situation, right?
Okay.
So you're having a baby, you forget to buy a car seat. Say you don't even have a spouse. There's no partner, right? Your family's at the hospital, your mom and your sister, right? Don't you think that they would like maybe order something on Amazon or like run to Buy Baby
Right.
and be like, don't worry, I got it?
I think she didn't want to. Elizabeth seems like she hides so much.
She said that it didn't come in time, but like, okay, so then why wouldn't you buy one from Buy Baby now?
I feel like she didn't want to tell anyone
that she didn't have a car seat.
Yeah, they didn't want anyone knowing because she's, you know, she sticks up for him so much, and I think she just didn't want.
Also, do you know about Amazon Prime? She said they ordered it last minute. You could order it the day before.
She probably ordered it before they got in the car, and the producers were like, "How are we going to get this baby home?" And
right. She's like, "I just ordered a car seat. Is that not okay? I'll show you a picture of it."
So I'll show you my confirmation code.
He said to her on the way home.
Yeah, like couldn't like a PA go get it?
That's what I'm. You have an entire crew,
like a 20-year-old PA, being
even
like,
you could have gotten
flying in with a car seat.
Yeah, can you guys run over and get a car seat? No. He said to her, she was like, "Hey, slow down," you know. And
my
said,
God.
"I know how to drive better than you." Actually, he said, "I know how to drive better than you."
Yeah, he's always like. It always feels like we were playing like a game with him.
He's always mean.
So mean.
So,
and she's just like, calm down. He's like, I calm down when big man, strong man wants to calm down.
I'm going to punch you in the face, Andre. I hate him. His dad is so happy. They get home with the baby. His dad is like, oh my God, this is the cutest thing in the world. I love her, love her, love her.
And everyone is saying how much the baby looks like him.
And they're like
and
annoyed.
They're a little pissed.
They're not happy.
I think they're pissed because obviously they want it to look like her. But also
Right.
like him as a female, I'm a little concerned.
No, I think it's going to be fine.
You think?
Yeah, it's going to be fine.
How tall is he, by the way?
Maybe he's like 6'4", 6'3".
I thought he was like 6'7".
No, I don't think so. Now, her father comes over for the first time to their house that he basically put the down payment on.
Right.
Exactly. And he says, this is a quote from her dad, "Nice to see what I helped pay for."
Oh, burn, baby, burn.
Good
He's
for
like,
you.
no, this is my house.
And he's like, yeah, I paid for it though. And he's like, shut up.
Yeah.
He's like, let's not talk about this right now.
Oh, he was so mean. So Andre said that he won't change diapers. And he said because the woman is in charge of the house and he doesn't get involved with that kind of stuff.
How does she not slap him?
I don't know what's wrong with her. She seems really normal. And then you see their relationship and you're like, she's not.
But she would be such a good wife to anyone else because she lets so many things slide that I could never let slide.
No, she shouldn't let any
Like
of
first
these
I wouldn't
things
even
slide.
let that goatee slide that he has on.
Oh, this is true.
First
too.
I would get rid of that.
I'd be like, hey, can you put some product in your hair?
Yeah.
Like it's not, just like a little bit of product. Now, how is he going to pay for the baby and a house that he can't pay for with no job? And
Because he has jobs come up.
he has things lined up, you're saying?
Handyman. Not to worry. I have dated guys where, not in terms of like, obviously I had a baby with them, but they've said things like not to worry. And I can't, that's like kind of a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, of course. Open up to me. He said he's going to work double. So let me ask you a question. What's double nothing? Double nothing is
I
nothing.
will sit in the front of stoop in my house until someone gives me
He
job.
should sit in front with a hammer in his hand or something and a screwdriver. So then he says, okay, what do you have lined up? This is the father.
Right.
And he says, this is a quote, I'm not going to answer in front of you.
What do you think of the father? Do you like the father, or you think
I like him, but I'm like, why is he so dumb?
The father.
Because yes, absolutely. I would never let someone talk to me like that. The way he lets Andre talk to him is disgusting.
But here's the thing: as someone who, I mean, I don't have any kids, but as my parents struggle with certain things that my brother-in-law does,
Sure.
they're like at the end of the day, like, this is her life. Like, even though that's my daughter, like, I can't do anything
Does
about
your brother-in-law talk straight up nasty to your father?
No, but I think no.
Because I mean,
But I think as a parent, you can't. And when your kid's married, I think there's like a line, like, you
yeah, there's
just have-
absolutely a line. I totally agree. You should not get involved in your kids' marital problems.
yeah.
That is different than you being just straight up disrespectful. If your brother-in-law was straight, like, just treated your dad like garbage,
Yeah.
that's not him getting involved in your sister's marriage.
Right.
That's him. That's between your brother-in-law and your father. That's not right. Like, he's not nice to him. He says to him, you know, raising a kid in America costs a lot of money, and his answer is, I know how to do math. Do you? Because 0 plus 0 is 0, and that's how much money you make.
Where do they
So-
get their money? I'm a little oh, and then I love
No,
when
Elizabeth works. She works for her dad.
and I love when he's like,
We will have wedding 15,000. We have
she's like 15. She's like, where are we getting that money?
Well, he said to the father was talking to him about money, and he said, whatever you say, I don't care. So now they have to plan this big wedding in Moldova.
He's so delusional.
He's
like someone who's been high for like years, and like those guys who are like, they're like high, but they think they're entrepreneurs. You ever like talking to one of these guys?
yeah, self-employed.
Yeah. That's what he reminds me of.
He went to the School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
They're planning a $15,000 wedding, and his dad, which is that's realistic. His dad is leaving, and they're gonna say goodbye to him, and he gives her the baby. He goes, "Go feed her, please."
Ugh.
And here's the other thing: he doesn't kiss his dad or say he loves him.
No, he doesn't. But it is a little bit of a weird hug.
But his dad seems so affectionate and so nice.
yeah, the dad is so sweet.
and I think it's just Andre.
But maybe
like,
that's the side that we don't see, but maybe that's the side Elizabeth sees. I'm just saying.
I'm
just trying to give.
Let's talk about Ashley and Jay. So a couple of days after he left,
She gets sick.
She was in stage 3 kidney failure because of lupus.
I didn't know. I knew she was sick, but I didn't know about the lupus.
Yeah, so she had a scheduled surgery, and Jay came back to help her. He flew in from Florida, and he feels bad. Ashley looks rough. A lot of people are saying that she made this up.
Well, because of that whole scandal that happened.
Right, because of the GoFundMe. But I got to tell you, I don't know. She didn't look great.
Yeah, she did not look good to me.
So they're back together, and they're going to go to the lawyer, and they're going to retract the divorce papers.
By the way, I love how he shows up to the lawyer with a sweatshirt on and his gold chain like perfectly over the sweatshirt. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, of course. Like, just, he's like, you know what? If I'm gonna get my marriage back, first I gotta look good.
I gotta look sharp on
He's
camera.
like, first, wait, can I do my Jamaican accent or?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if people.
Can you do your Jamaican accent?
Yeah, I got to get to warm up a little bit.
Okay, because I think that was Russian still. I think Andre's in the house.
He's like, Ashley. How's that? Is that
was
better?
That was better. You're getting a little bit more
Okay,
Jamaican.
now I'm getting a little more warmed up here.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
I'm sorry I got lupus. I came all the way from Florida for you. You know I only sleep with 2 girls in America. Why you tell me more? What can I say? I'm a ladies' man. Okay, now that's Indian, but
No, that was good. That was good. Listen, whatever
I'm
nationality
a
it
tattoo
was,
artist.
that was great.
I'm only 20. You can't keep me down.
It is getting more Indian as we go.
Okay.
So they go to the lawyer's office. The lawyer looks like she's seen a ghost when he
Yes.
walks in. She's like, wait a minute.
And you know what? I love that scene because it so reminded me when your friend talks so much shit about their boyfriend, and then they're like, "I dump him. He's the worst."
Right?
And then a week later, it's like he's at the friend's birthday party.
Right,
It's
and you're
like,
like-
what? Where did he come from? It's like, well, you know,
He
I had
apologized.
lupus and I got in the hospital. It's like a long story, but like anyway, we're back together and we have like amazing sex again.
So she doesn't want him deported. She wants to file for his adjustment of status, and she's going to give him a third chance.
Third time's a charm. And hasn't she had two? This is her second marriage, right?
No, she's had no marriages before. She had 2 kids with 2 different fathers, but no marriages.
Okay.
Let's talk about Pow and Russ. His mom's going to be there for 10 days, and
I just find them so boring.
they're so boring. So Pow will not let Russ help with the baby.
Like, I think they're a good couple, and I think they have a good marriage,
Right.
and that's what makes them boring.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like there's not really much. It's just her trying to create conflict.
Yeah.
So he tells his mom that she's not going to be able to hold the baby.
Right. Which
So
is like
she's
the big conflict.
Listen, she said, you can't hold the baby. You can just clean the house, which is, I mean, if she wants to come to my house, that's great. When did they get this big house? It seems bigger than.
They're a first apartment.
Yeah.
And how can they? I just get so concerned about everyone's money situation, especially with all of them having babies now.
I don't know how this is. Yeah. It's like you don't have a job, but you have a kid.
And she always seems to spend a lot of money, I feel like.
She spends a ton of money. Her mom is giving dirty looks to his mom.
Probably because she's like, oh, now my son has that red hair.
And then
my grandson has that red hair.
And then this is okay. So just to let you know, guys, Tori's a ginger too. So
Yes.
she could talk like
right,
that.
yeah, I'm a ginger, and my mom's a ginger, and I'm a Jew. So if I think about Jewish,
Do you have, are you a ginger fam? The whole family is ginger?
no, just my mom and my sister, and my dad have dark hair,
Okay.
and my dad's dad had red hair, and
Uh-huh.
and my mom's aunt had red hair.
Oh,
So
wow,
it's like on
okay.
both sides.
Wow.
I'm hoping for a redhead baby.
I think a ginger baby's so cute.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's why I go
like a
for
good
blonde
ginger
guys.
baby. Yeah.
It's my vagina's way of being like, you need one.
You need a ginger baby.
Yeah.
We'll get you a ginger baby.
Okay.
Even if we got to buy one. It is what it is. So yeah, her mom is calling his mom an interesting character. Her mom is instigating. Sorry. The next day she puts a dress shirt on the baby.
Which creeps me out when babies wear dress shirts.
He's like a little baby man.
It just creeps me out because it feels like it should be like,
Like I felt like her baby should get a job.
yes,
I was like, what is he doing? Just
the
laying
internship
around?
starting early.
So she's saying that even her own mother wasn't allowed to hold the baby. So she let Russ's mom hold the baby, and then the magic happened.
Yeah.
The 2 grandmas bonded. They got along, and she's so glad that they're getting along. Meanwhile, she's the one who tried to make them fight.
Right.
She was talking
I
bad.
think she's exhausted at this point. She's like, I don't want to start the drama.
Maybe. So now they're going to take the baby to the beach.
Oh my God. I love this. This is so, because as someone, I mean, I don't have a baby, but I have a nephew who's
Right.
like almost less than a year old. And it's so much work to do anything with it. So the thought of taking all
I
this
was
supplies,
I was so tired thinking
watching
about that.
it.
Yeah.
And she's like, and then once she gets to the beach, she gets a little bitchy because now she's been out of the
She
house.
does.
She's like, I have dreams. I'm like, okay, but he's paying for you and the baby right now. Like, you
Yeah.
can't. She's like, what about my dreams? I still want to be a model. And I'm
he's
like,
yeah, that's great. Can you take care of your 1-day-old son?
yeah.
She's wearing a bikini. Good for her. She wants the baby to speak Spanish and English, but she wants Spanish to be his first language. Well, that won't be a problem, so that's good. He's so robotic, though.
He is so robotic, but that's why it works because she is so loud.
Yes.
And, they're such yin
They're
and
polar
yang.
opposites,
When people
yeah.
say you attract the opposite of you, that is the definition.
That's
I mean,
for sure.
looks wise too, like
Yeah.
Midwestern redhead.
Yep.
and she's Latino.
Yep. And let me tell you, that beach looks nice.
That does look nice,
Ugh.
but also. Think about how much effort it is just for you to go to the beach. Like, you've got sand everywhere.
Right.
Now you've got a stroller.
Right.
Now you've
A
got a
tent,
baby.
An umbrella.
And then she's like,
Jeez.
let the baby feel the sand. I would be like, this is the last thing I would want to do.
No, I don't want the baby to feel the sand at all.
I don't want the baby to feel me. Like,
Rush travels so much for work. She wants him to find a new job because this is when Axel needs him the most. Like when the kid doesn't remember.
right.
She's
She's basically saying, I need you the most.
Thank you. That's what I thought. She wants to go back to modeling. She's overwhelmed, and she said that she has postpartum depression. Okay. Let's talk about...
By the way, her Instagram is all about getting that booty back, if you follow her.
Tell me about it. I looked at her today. She posted a picture of her postpartum.
I saw that.
Like a week postpartum, and then today...
Yeah.
and she was like, listen, I know I'm going to get body shamed for this. And it's like, body shamed? I wish I looked like you postpartum 1 week. She looks great either way. Also, she's like really toned now.
Yeah,
but
she's so toned. But I also love when these people that just have babies take like post photos, because I'm like, is this baby just staring at you taking a selfie of you in the mirror?
Yeah, like where's the real baby?
Yeah, like where's the Axel's like, mommy, your other side's better.
Let's talk about Nicole and Azan.
Okay.
So she's staying with her mom so she could save enough to go to Morocco and get married. Sure, Jan.
And honestly, like
her screensaver, her background on her phone is a picture of him, not them.
She loves him so much. You think she masturbates every night to him?
Of course. He doesn't even like her though.
No. Do you think he's gay? The rumors are true.
Yes. I think not. Listen, 50-50. He's definitely not into her.
Yes.
Even if he's into women, but I think that he's a little gay. She bought her ticket to Morocco, and her mother wants to know how she will fund her stay.
Oh, this is my favorite part. She goes, what about the store?
What about the store? Well,
This reminds me.
She said to her mom before that, she said something, she said, I swear I'm not lying to you. So then she tells her that she's lying about the store.
Right.
She goes, there is no store. Why don't you fund your trip with the money that you make from the store? And she's like, there is no store. And her mom's like, oh yeah, Nicole?
Yeah. And then she tries to look surprised.
That's
she's
a new idea.
She's like, I just didn't want you to be on my back. God. Like, what's the big deal? It's
like
$6,000. I just want to go to Morocco with May.
So, but don't worry, because Azan got a job. You know what he's doing? He's fishing, doing some fishing stuff on boats.
What is with all these guys being like, I do stuff. Stuff is always involved with their job.
Stuff.
Because it's not a real job.
There's no
computer
specific.
You would never be like computer science stuff.
Colt's like the only one with a real job. He's doing stuff. He's fishing on boats. And so and
toning his abs.
Yeah. And toning
always has a fresh haircut, I have to say.
That hair is awful. Where is the money?
Where did that $6,000 go?
Her roots are so distracting.
She
has brown roots and purple hair. He looks like a weasel.
He does look like a weasel.
But guess what happens? I know you're going to be shocked. Are you laying down for this one? Nicole cancels her trip. I know. You're shocked. Let's talk about the couple du jour, Pedro and Chantel. She doesn't want to say goodbye to his family. Yes. I wonder why. They're so nice to her.
Are they... I mean, are they still... We can't talk... Can we talk about it? They're still together? No.
They're still together.
In real life, on Instagram.
They are still together, Tori. In real life, today, they are still together. They have a spin-off show.
They do? Just them two?
It started this week. It's called The Family of Chantel.
I can't believe out of all of them, they got a spin-off show. Because I don't think I don't like watching them.
I don't like them either.
Larissa needs one. Larissa needs you know how Pauly Shore and Vinny got a spin-off show of The Bachelor? Yeah. That's what Larissa needs.
Larissa needs one about jail. She could do 60 Days In next time.
Yeah.
He said that it's very disrespectful that Chantel does not want to say goodbye to his family. So she waits in the car. And his mom, legitimately with a straight face, says, why didn't Chantel come upstairs?
For the fish legs. She's like, I have them from the freezer from a year ago.
The chicken feet?
Yeah, the chicken feet.
So his family says to him, you're leaving us behind. Guys, you know he lives in the United States, right? They're not, he came to visit you.
They make him feel, I hate that. As someone who comes from a family who makes him feel guilty,
yeah.
I feel so bad that they make him feel so guilty.
Yes. Well, she said that when he gets his green card, he can leave her. And yeah, his mom is so sad, he says, that Chantel didn't go upstairs. So now he's going to be mad at her. So she said that when they're home, Chantel and Pedro, that he only plays video games and he doesn't even look up to say hi when she gets home. And she wants to talk.
And I love that that chair he uses.
Oh, his gaming chair?
That apartment is so tiny, you can tell. But that whole computer
that's his
station
gaming area.
That is like going to Mars 2112. Do you remember that place?
Yes.
It is like he's like
I went there for junior prom.
Yeah, I was talking about it.
Did you ever go there?
I went there for a lot of birthday parties.
Did you have to go in the elevator? Because I know you hate elevators.
No, so what I used to do was even back then I hated
Because they
elevators.
pretend that it's a spaceship.
Okay, so I would even back when this is actually something I'm going to talk about with my therapist tomorrow.
Oh, good. About Mars 2112?
How I first I thought my fear of elevators was from when I got stuck, but then I think back to my childhood. I've always been scared. When the Mars 2112 elevator, I remember getting in and hating it, and then the next time I said, "Well, can I take the stairs?" And they go, "You have to be pregnant." And I go, "Okay, I'm pregnant." I was like 13. I probably looked like I was 9. I was like, I'm pregnant. I need to take the stairs.
That's
like,
so funny. So if you don't know what we're talking about, Mars 2112 is a theme, was RIP. It was a theme restaurant in New York City where they thought that you were on Mars.
Right. And it was like kind of like the time when there's so many theme restaurants.
Yes,
Remember that was like a very popular thing?
Yes, Rainforest Cafe.
And you would go with your friends and you were a teenager and you got your hair blown.
Exactly.
And if you couldn't afford the juice you could torn your ass, you would get like pink Victoria's Secret on your butt instead.
Exactly. So, you dress up, you go to this place. This is your big night out with the girls.
Yes.
When you're like in high school. And you get in the elevator and they make the elevator look like a spaceship.
I'm literally getting PTSD as you're describing
so basically,
this.
instead of, they're like, oh, you have to go in the spaceship. And you're like, yeah, it's an elevator. They're like, no, it's a spaceship.
Oh, yeah, they would always get so mad.
So, Tori,
have a fear of elevators.
So they let you go down the stairs?
Yeah, they did. I remember.
And then did you have to fake your own labor and delivery?
No, but I remember like just being in the stairs and like seeing so many signs for like pregnant people, like everywhere.
That's so funny. I think it was just only like a floor down, but still.
Yeah.
So let's see. So now she wants to talk about the DR. They're home now. And she said, I need to know where you're at, meaning like in their relationship.
Yeah.
And he answers, we are here. He said that she has no manners and that he left early. But he left early. He didn't even have a round trip ticket. So what does that mean? You left early? You didn't leave early.
How long wasn't he there for like 2 weeks?
He was there for a while. So she wants to know if he married her for love, and he will not answer this question. So she's like, did you marry me for love? And he's like, you're ridiculous. She's like, was this a setup? He's like, I'm not answering this stupid question.
That's like when someone cheated and you're like, what are these text messages? And it's like nothing. And it's like, it said like, come over. Or love seeing you last night. And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. He just would not directly answer the question. I got to tell you, I'm not sure if I believe him. And he said to her, when he gets his green card, he's out, and she yells about the threats. She's like, do not threaten me. Yeah. But she does not move her mouth, so don't even worry about it.
I can't believe they got us. Now, question for you. Do you think, this is my theory about the whole thing, if he just married her for a green card. I think the mom did have that like whole service.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think he did love her. I think he
did
did fall in love.
Yeah,
but also that because he grew up with that mother doing that, he was like, oh, this is also a good thing for me.
Sure.
I think it was both. I don't think it was just
I totally agree with you. It's like, I actually love this girl, so I might as well marry her because it will also benefit me.
Yeah. Just like.
Totally.
I don't think it's just for that.
Are you going to watch the new show? Because I guess I have to.
I mean, to me, they're so boring. So both of their families are going to be involved?
Yeah. No, I think her family. It's the family of Chantel.
Honestly, the brother's like kind of like hot in a weird way.
Yeah. All right. I mean, everyone has their thing. We're gonna get you that baby, Tori. Don't worry. Guys, this has been a really fun episode. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you're following us on Instagram and Twitter at 90 Day Podcast. And you can follow me, your host, Tracey Carnazzo, at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram and Twitter. And you can go to TraceyCarnazzo.com for my upcoming tour dates. Thank you guys so much for listening. Bye.
Bye.